Hello, welcome to the Self-Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 6, Structure and Function. And we are continuing our topic, Functionalism of Talcott Parson and Robert K. Merton. Earlier it was noted that the functionalist model of society as one of the interdependence and self-equilibrium is similar to the biological model of an organism. Parsons traces his interest in equilibrium to W. B. Cannon's idea of homeostatic stabilization of psychological processes and to his training in the biology at Amherst College where he had studied. Also, the impact of the Malinowski on him was unmistakable, especially the idea of the primacy of the biological system. In the case of society, Parsons submits that the institutions maintains equilibrium by fulfilling the needs which must be satisfied if the system has to persist. Institutions also solve the recurring problems in a manner similar to the way in which the units of the organism comparable to the institutions of society do in their natural environment. The system ensures that these institutions work appropriately on everyday basis, satisfying the needs. For achieving equilibrium, society requires the processes of socialization, the internalization of societal values, and the mechanisms of the social control so that the devices is checked. All action systems and the society is one of them face four major problems or have four major needs, namely adaptation, A, goal attainment, G, integration, I, and pattern maintenance, or as Parson later renamed is latent pattern maintenance, means tension management, or simply latency, or L. Parsons pictures society as a large square which he divides into four equal parts. These parts are four functional problems represented by the acronym AZIL. The underlying idea is that all systems need to accomplish these four functions in order to survive. The meaning of these four functional imperatives is as follows. The first is adaptation. By this is meant the problem of securing sufficient resources from the society's external environment and distributing them throughout the system. Each society needs certain institutions that perform the function of adaptation to the environment, which is an external function. Adaptation provides the means, the instrumental aspects to achieve goals. Biological organism performs the function of adaptation in the general system of action. In the context of society, economic institution performs this function. The second one is goal attainment. This function is concerned with the need of the system to mobilize its resources to attain the goals and to establish priorities among them. It mobilizes motivations of the actors and organizes their efforts. In the general system of action, personality performs its function, while in case of society, this task is given to the political institution. because power is essential for implementation and decision making. Goal attainment is concerned with ends, the consummatory aspects. Since goals are delineated in relation with the external environment, it is likely adaptation and external function. The third one is integration. It is regarded as the heart of the four function paradigm. Integration is meant the need to coordinate, adjust and regulate relationship among various actors so that the system is an ongoing entity. According to the general theory of action, the social system performs this function, whereas in society, legal institutions and courts are entrusted with this task. Integration is concerned with ends and the internal aspects of the system. Now, the fourth and last is latency or pattern maintenance and tension management. This function pertains to the issues of providing knowledge and information to the system. In general theory of action, culture, the repository of knowledge and information, accomplishes this function. Culture does not act because it does not have energy. It lays hidden, supplying actors who are high in energy with knowledge and information they require for carrying out action. Because culture exists behind the actions of people, it is called latent. Integration takes care of two things. First, it motivates actors to play their roles in the system and maintain the value patterns. And second, to provide mechanisms for managing internal tensions between different parts and actors. The problem that every society faces is of keeping its value system intact and ensuring that the members conform to the rules. It will be possible when societal values are properly transmitted and imbibed. The institutions that carry out this function are family, religion, and education. Latency gives means to achieve ends. It is internal to the system. With this four function paradigm in mind, Parsons jointly carried out a study of higher education in America by conducting a survey of members of American colleges and universities. An important conclusion in this study was that American universities and colleges specialize in furthering the rational approach to knowledge. The central shared values within the American system of higher education is of cognitive rationality. This value is of paramount significance to contemporary American society. The American system of higher education therefore transmits and maintains values central to its society, thus performing the function of pattern maintenance. For the purpose of analysis, Parsons identifies a subsystem corresponding to the AGIL model in all systems and their subsystems, as we have seen in the general level of action theory. The biological organism performs the function of adaptation, the personality system the function of goal attainment, the social system integrates different units, and the cultural system is concerned with pattern maintenance. Thus, the social system is broken down into four AGIL functions. We noted earlier that the economy performs the function of adaptation, whereas the polity the function of goal attainment. For the subsystems that carries out the function of integration, Parsons uses the term societal community, which reminds one of the Ferdinand Tony's idea of Gemeinschaft, mean community. Societal community produces solidarity, unity, cohesiveness, and loyalty to norms, values, and institutions. The function of patron maintain, Parsons says, is the task of what he calls the fiduciary system, which pertains to the nature of a trust or a trusteeship. This system produces the legitimizes moral values, beliefs, and expressive symbols. Each of the subsystems of the system can be taken up for analysis by treating it as a system and then breaking it down into four parts, looking for its component that respectively perform the functions of adaptation, goal attainment, integration, and latency. This way of analyzing society is known as the systematic approach. Now let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the self-learning podcast.